Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to today's second stimulus check update news video. I want to answer some of your questions. One of the questions that I've been getting a lot lately, specifically here on YouTube, is will a second stimulus check actually pass? And one of the things I want to address is yes, I personally do believe a second stimulus check will pass. Many other people do as well. And I would not keep creating a video talking about a second stimulus check if I was a firm believer it would not pass. That was one of the reasons why I don't create videos every single day on talking about hazard pay, because federal hazard pay I don't think will pass. I think it has a very slim chance of actually passing. Nobody's even talking about it right now. So after reading many of the comments, many people are asking, will a second stimulus check pass? Now here's what we know currently, and you're gonna get this all over the place, you're gonna get this from many different media outlets as well, is this new skinny bill that is supposedly getting proposed by Republicans next Tuesday. This bill is not going to include a second stimulus check. It won't be there, all right? But that shouldn't be a problem because there's a negotiation phase that will happen after that. So the stimulus proposal, this one that will be coming out, is mainly going to be used as a way to help Senate Republicans with their re-election campaign. I mentioned this in my video this morning. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, I will link to it down in the description box below, so make sure you go and do so. Now, I do have good news though regarding stimulus. This stimulus that I'm going to talk about in just a second is only for one state. The state of North Carolina just passed, as of last night, a $335 stimulus check for families with at least one child. Yes, they are prioritizing families first. So if you're an individual or if you're a family, your husband, wife, wife, and you do not have one child, you will not get the $335. Now that $335, from everything that I've read, is $335 per person, not per family. So if it's a family of 3, that would be the minimum, you'd get over $900, a little bit over $1,000 for a family of 3. Okay, husband, wife, one child, right? So here's how they're doing this. North Carolina does have additional funds from their CARES Act that they received from the government. They're going to use $1.1 billion of this fund in order to pay for this stimulus plan. Now, I bring this to your attention not to, be like, hey, this is what North Carolina is doing. If you don't live there, well, you should, right? I'm not doing that. The reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because as more states figure out what they are doing, what North Carolina is doing, or New York or California, Texas, Washington, Florida, when the governors see, oh, my friend over there in North Carolina, they took money from the CARES Act and they're going to use that for their new stimulus plan, a new stimulus package that will give $335 per person who has at least one child. Well, when more states realize what's going on, they are going to jump on board. If you don't believe me, just go and look at rental assistance programs in different states. In the beginning, no state was offering rental assistance in the beginning. However, it became a necessity. It was needed that their residents needed help, and so many states reached out and are now starting to offer some form of rental assistance, which, in my opinion, I think is an incredible gesture. Now, for the second stimulus check update news, after doing hours and hours of research this morning, following the hours and hours of research I did for my first video, I can tell you that both parties are heavily in favor of a second stimulus check. That would equate to $1,200 for filers and $500 for dependents. They're both heavily in favor of that. There is a new, there's some articles going around right now saying both Democrats and Republicans are more in favor of a $900 stimulus check as opposed to a $1,200 stimulus check. Well, I can tell you right now, that is still unheard of. We haven't heard from Mark Meadows, Steve Mnuchin, Nancy Pelosi, even Mitch McConnell or President Trump regarding this. So until I hear more concrete evidence that yes, a $900 stimulus check is more likely, once I do hear about that or there's more reports, I will obviously bring that to your attention. But as of right now, it is still $1,200 for a filer and $500 for a dependent. Both Democrats and Republicans have stated that another round of direct payments to the American people is needed, not only to help stabilize the economy and give people the ability to pay for food and to keep paying their rent or mortgage, but this also is a huge boost to the economy and a huge boost to the upcoming election. That is what a lot of Democrats and Republicans are worried about right now. Is yes, they don't want the economy to just all of a sudden tank. They don't want people to have, be kicked out of their homes, which is why the CDC put together that, eviction ban extension. But like I mentioned earlier in today's video, is that extension, there are loopholes, there are ways to get around it. So I just want you to go and watch that video if you haven't done so already. But what you need to keep in mind is right now it's all about the election. That's all that these people in our government really care about. President Trump, yes, he cares about the economy, he cares about all the people, but he also cares about the upcoming election. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Steve Mnuchin, Mark Meadows, they care about the election. That's what you need to understand. The election is taking priority right now over the American people, whether we like it or not. That's the way it's going to work until after this coming election, which we're less than 60 days away from. Now, it is no surprise, giving people money is a good thing. So it's no surprise that a new stimulus package, which would include stimulus checks, is good for an election. Obviously, it makes sense. And it is because of this that most officials predict that a second stimulus check will ultimately get passed, along with enhanced unemployment, rental assistance, the funding for the post office, funding for small businesses, and school funding as well. And most high-level officials believe this stimulus package will pass prior to the August 1st deadline. That's what they predict. And many of these people are predicting it will happen about a week before. So sometime around the 20th to 24th is when we will see a bill actually get passed. So that way it would give the House and Senate, it would give them about 1 week's worth of time where they can work on the upcoming budget for the United States government. So we'll see what happens there, but that is what's going on. Mark Meadows and many senators also believe a stimulus package will ultimately get passed. Mitch McConnell is not optimistic about it. Nancy Pelosi says that she wants it to pass. However, everybody is still standing still. We got the Senate still on recess. We got the House, who's technically on recess for another, 7-10 days, something like that. So people will start coming back to Capitol Hill, and hopefully something gets done. Now, if a targeted stimulus bill does get passed by the Senate and it will ultimately get passed by the House, hopefully, then what we can expect if this happens at the end of September, based on Steve Mnuchin's own account, he says he can get stimulus payments to the American people very quickly, within 7 days. So if he can get stimulus checks to the American people within 7 days, that means within the first week or 2 weeks of October, we will see the first wave of stimulus checks coming through the debit card or through direct deposit. So that is good news. Now, I just want to be perfectly clear though, because I know a lot of people are wondering, when are we going to see more updates? When are we going to see better news? What I can tell you right now is these next couple weeks are going to be chocked full of more updates, of more stimulus talk, of negotiations, because they have to. We're getting way too close to the October 1st deadline. We're coming up to the election, and people need more help right now. Just today, the jobs report came out where over 800,000 new unemployment claims were filed last week alone, which is better than the over 1 million that we've been accustomed to. However, these numbers are still much higher than we want or need. So there needs to be something done quickly to get these numbers back down. Yes, a vaccine is important. More testing is important. However, people need to be assured that their job is still there. And in many cities, many states, jobs are not coming back as quickly as many Republicans predicted. So because of that, there needs to be more help financially. Now, based on all my research, I feel very confident that a second stimulus check is coming, and both the Senate and the House are going to approve a stimulus package. That will be good for the American people. I don't know what will be in it. I don't know whether this will be a targeted skinny bill or a comprehensive complete package like the 2.2 trillion that Nancy Pelosi has still been pushing. However, I do feel confident a stimulus bill is going to get passed and there will be a second stimulus check in it. So again, that is my take. I just wanted to answer some of you guys' questions because I know a lot of people are asking, what's going on? When are we going to receive this stimulus check? Is it coming? I believe it is coming. I don't know when. I don't know what other stimulus will be included along with it, but I do know there is a high likelihood that a stimulus package does get passed because it needs to. If it doesn't, the United States economy is going to struggle for years and years. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I always read you guys' questions down in the comment section. I try to respond as much as I possibly can, but I do use your guys' questions for my later videos. I answer your questions in video form. So again, if you have questions, let me know down in the comment section below. But again, thanks for watching this second stimulus check update news video. If you have questions, again, ask them down in the comment section below. Like I said, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next one.